We are discussing about statistics. Now we are going to see the variance and also the standard deviation. Variance and standard deviation, we have talked about individual observations. We talked about the discrete continuous frequency distribution. But what about the continuous frequency distribution? We saw the questions also. Now today we are going to discuss about continuous frequency distribution. This continuous frequency distribution means that you have an interval and then you have the frequencies. So the question or the solution will be somewhat different. We will not have any individual observation. Number and frequencies also will not be given. We will have a class and there will be a proper class intervalled numbers. These are frequencies. So I'll just tell you about the example and then I'll go back to actual formula what we are going to use. Let us start with an example so that we understand it better. We have to find out the mean and standard deviation and the marks are given and the number of students are given. That is, we call it as a class interval, not xi. I'm just saying that xi will be computed from here only. This x will be computed from here only. So we call it as the class interval, then the frequency. So in a question, these two will be given. This is what we are calling it as continuous frequency distribution. Say 20 to 30, there are three students. Those who got marks from 30 to 40, they are around 6. From 40 to 50, 13 students got the marks. Then 50 to 60, 15 got the marks. Then 60 to 70, 14 got the marks. Between 60 to 70, 5 people got from 70 to 80 in between. 80 to 90, 4 of them got these marks, right? Secured these marks. So this is the question we are talking about. This is called continuous frequency distribution. So basically we need some x. We cannot find out for any range. How do we do this? Now let me tell you the algorithm first. The first thing we will do is that we saw the class, like for example 20 to 30. We will try to find out the midpoints. What is the midpoint? 20 plus 30 by 2. That is, add the lower limit, upper limit, and then divide by 2, which is 20 plus 30 by 2, which is going to be 25. First step will be this one. The second step will be, we will take the deviation of these midpoints from the assumed mean. So we'll just assume some mean. This is up to you. Always take the middle one. That will be better. And we denote these deviations by d sub I, d subscript I, di. And this di is xi minus a. That is, we will assume mean and then subtract each of them. Then what is the ui? Ui is basically di, which is xi minus a, divided by the class interval. 20 minus 30 or 30 minus 20 is what? 10. So whatever you got in the step number 2, divide each term by 10, which is h, di by h. Fourth will be what? This is multiply ui by fi. Means the frequency has to be multiplied by the value which is found in step 3. The fifth step will be, you have to find out ui square. And then you have to find out again multiply fi with ui square. Then take the sigma. First we have taken sigma ui fi. Now we have to take sigma fi ui whole square. Then the variance formula will be what? Variance is basically the standard deviation precursor. So h square is what? Class interval. Then we have 1 by capital N. Capital N is sigma f, which is the sum of the frequencies. Then you have sigma fi ui whole square. Sigma fi ui square, this one, fifth one. And then 1 by N. Capital N is again sigma fi. Then you have, how many students are there? Basically, the complete number of students. Then fi ui. And then whole of this square. So this is the formula we are going to use. Let us take an example now. We have already taken an example. Now let us compute. Let us see how computation is being done. So what will come? First we have to find out the mean. Okay, first thing in mean, then only we can find out the other values. Because the question is also saying mean. First I'm saying mean and standard deviation has to be found out. So what is xi first? Lower limit plus upper limit by 2. 20 plus 30 by 2 is 25. 30 plus 40 by 2 is 35. 40 plus 50 plus by 2 is 45 like this. All this 80 plus 90 by 5 is 85. This is your middle value. Now we can work with it. As I told you, UI. How to find UI? You have to find out x. UI is what? UI minus, as I told you, we have to find out di. Di was xi minus assumed mean. So let us take any assumed mean in between. 55 is better. Always take the center one. So we are taking this. This was di. And as I told you, UI was what? Di by class interval. What is the class interval? Is 10. 30 minus 20. 40 minus 30. These are 10. So finally, I just skipped that di. I just wrote here UI. So 25 minus 55 by 10. So I'm just taking one example. It will be minus 30 by 10. So minus 3. Same thing, 35. This 35 minus 55 by 10 like this. So all this sum will come. Don't worry about the numbers. Worry about the steps. Now you have to find out UI whole square. Take the UI whole square. It will be 3 is 9, 4, 1, 0, 1, 4, 9. UI whole square. Now multiply Fi with UI. So these second column and fourth column you have to multiply. So you have to find out Fi UI. Just multiply this. Then you have to find out Fi with UI whole square. So second column has to be multiplied with fifth column. So Fi UI, see 3 into minus 3 is 9. First one. Minus 3 is 9. 6 into minus 2 is minus 12 like this. Minus 13, then 15 into minus 13, 15 into 0 is 0. 14 into 1 is 14. 5 2 is 10. 4 is 12. Fi UI whole square. That is, now you have to multiply the second column with the fifth column. So multiply this. 3 into 9 is 9 3 is 27. 6 4 is 24. 13 into 1 is 13. 15 0, 0. 14, then 5 4 is 20. 9 4 is 36. Now you remember the formula? I told you the formula about this. Now let us just use the formula. Okay. And since the question is asking mean also, so let me tell you about mean also. Then we'll find out the variance. This is the formula of variance. So n is what? Sigma Fi. Just add each term of the second column, which is 60 in this case. Sigma Fi UI. Now add this sixth column, Sigma Fi UI. So this will be, this is 2 because negative positive will make it 2. Now Sigma Fi UI whole square. Just add all these, Sigma Fi UI whole square. And that is going to be 134. Now all the values are there. H is also there. H will be also used in the formula. H is 10. So mean, because the question is saying mean, so let me tell you mean also, because in the previous question we have found out the median. So let us know the, just to remember, just to recall, mean will be, because we already taken an assumed mean, x bar is mean. So assumed mean, which was 55, plus H is the class interval, sigma FIUI by this term divided by capital N. So what we will do, let me change it because actually calculation is done. A assumed mean you have taken as 55, the middle of the third column, 55 plus H is what? 30 minus 20, H is 10. Sigma FIUI you can take from here 2, and capital N is sigma Fi, which is 60 here. Okay, so this is coming to be 55.33. This is mean. Now coming to variance. I'm not writing it again, just to take this. We have discussed it just now. Now just put the value. H square is what? 10 square. Into, now bracket starts, sigma FIUI whole square. That is the last column you have to take. That is 134. What is capital N? Sigma Fi, 60. Now minus, this is sigma FIUI. What is sigma FIUI? 2. And what is N? This is 60 whole square. So what do you compute? 222.9. And this is variance. Now variance, how to find out standard deviation? Take under root of variance. That is 222.9, which is going to be 14.94. So this is the formula being used for the continuous frequency distribution, where the class intervals are given and where the frequencies are given. I hope you got the idea. Now one more thing is analysis of frequency distribution. So what we have seen when we found out mean deviation and standard deviation, when this mean deviation and standard deviation, they have the same units in which the data are given. Okay, the measures of dispersion are we are unable to compare two or more series which are measured in different units, even if they have the same mean. So we need to have something like a coefficient of variation. So we require these measures which are independent of the units. So coefficient of variation is independent of the units. So this is the measure of variability, and this is independent of units, and this is coefficient of variation. It is given by sigma by x bar, which is the sigma is standard deviation, x bar is mean. Let me tell you again. The mean deviation, standard deviation have the same units in which the data are given. So we cannot compare two or more series, the measure of dispersion, even if they have same mean. So we need to have something which is independent of the units, which is what we are introducing here is coefficient of variation, CV. So the coefficient of variation formula I told you, sigma by x bar into 100. So this is why this analysis of frequency distribution, we have a new formula here. So what you will do, find out this standard deviation, divide by mean and 100. So when you compare the variability of two series, the coefficient of variation for each series, the series which have a greater CV, whichever has a greater CV, that is the coefficient of variation, this is said to be more variable, or you can say conversely, less consistent, less uniform, less stable, less homogeneous than the other one. Right? See, CV more, coefficient of variation more variability, less uniform. But the coefficient of variation which has lesser, that means this data, this series is more consistent and it is more homogeneous than the other. It is consistent and it is more homogeneous. Okay, all are near mean. So if you want to compare two frequency distribution, how to compare this? As I said, the mean is same. So coefficient variation of first distribution, find out sigma 1 by x bar, which is the mean both same, is giving value same, into 100. Coefficient of variation of second one, again sigma 2. This is for the second series which you want to compare. Sigma 2 divided by, again x are same, means the arithmetic means are same, into 100. Now divide these two. When you want to compare, divide 2, x bar will cancel, 100 will cancel. Basically it's sigma 1 by sigma 2. So this means the two distribution can be compared on the basis of their standard deviation only. You don't need any other thing. Just take sigma 1 and sigma 2 and you can compare. Whichever sigma is higher, whichever sigma is lower, variance is coming from sigma. Sigma is coming from variance only. So higher variance, higher problem. Lower variance, good series. Okay, now we'll take about the questions in the next discussion. Till then, thank you so much. Take care of yourself.